Hey Pisces, I need to share something with you today that came through in this reading, and honestly, it is making so much sense right now. I have been pulling cards for you, and the energy that is coming through is incredibly clear, and I think you really need to hear this. Someone in your life has been looking at you in a way that is not about love, not about genuine connection, but about what they can get from you. They have been viewing you like you are some kind of resource, like you are a bank they can just withdraw from whenever they want. And Pisces, I know you have such a generous heart. You are always willing to help, always willing to give. But this situation is different, and the cards are showing me that you need to stand firm right now. Firm. So let me just dive right into what I am seeing here, because this reading is incredibly telling about what has been happening around you and what you need to do moving forward. I shuffled the deck with your energy in mind, and the first card that came out is the Queen of Swords, and wow. Okay, this is already setting the tone for everything. The Queen of Swords is sitting here at the beginning of this reading, and she is not messing around. This is a card about mental clarity, about seeing through illusions, about cutting through nonsense with precision and truth. The Queen of Swords represents someone who has been through enough to know when something does not add up, someone who has learned to trust their mind and their perception over their emotions. And Pisces, I know this might feel a little uncomfortable for you because you are naturally such an empathetic and feeling-oriented sign, but right now the universe is telling you that you need to channel this Queen of Swords energy. What I am seeing here is that you have been in a situation where someone has been approaching you with what seemed like genuine need or genuine connection. But underneath that surface, there was always this other agenda. This person or these people have been calculating, they have been strategic, they have been watching what you have, what you can offer, what resources you bring to the table. And the Queen of Swords is showing up first because she is the part of you that has actually been noticing this. Even if you have been trying to ignore it, even if you have been making excuses for their behavior, there is a part of your consciousness that has been picking up on the fact that something is off. The Queen of Swords sits on her throne with her sword raised, pointing toward truth, and she is not clouded by emotional manipulation or sob stories or guilt trips. She sees things as they are, not as she wishes they would be. And this is exactly what you need right now, Pisces. You need to look at this situation with clear eyes and ask yourself honestly whether this person has been treating you like a partner, like a friend, like someone they value, or whether they have been treating you like a resource to be exploited. Have they only shown up when they needed something? Have they been keeping track of what you can do for them? Have they been positioning themselves to have access to your finances, your home, your belongings, your energy, your time? The Queen of Swords is also about boundaries, and this is huge for you right now. She knows how to say no. She knows how to protect herself. She knows that being kind does not mean being a doormat. She understands that you can be compassionate without being taken advantage of. And I think the universe is really asking you to embody this energy right now, to stand in your power, to use your voice, to set clear boundaries about what you will and will not tolerate. Because what I am seeing in this reading is that if you do not establish these boundaries now, this person is going to continue to see you as someone they can just take from. The Queen of Swords also represents communication, but not just any communication. This is about direct, honest, clear communication. No more hinting, no more hoping they will get it, no more trying to be nice about it. If someone has been using you, if someone has been viewing you as a bank, you need to say something. You need to make it crystal clear that you are not available to be exploited, that your resources are not up for grabs, that you are a person with your own needs and boundaries, not an ATM machine that exists for their convenience. And here is something else the Queen of Swords is showing me. This card often appears when someone has been playing mind games with you, when someone has been trying to manipulate you through confusion or guilt, or making you feel like you are the problem for noticing their sketchy behavior. The Queen of Swords cuts through all of that. She is not here for the gaslighting. She is not here for the excuses. She is not here for the manipulation tactics. She sees right through it, and she is not afraid to call it out. And Pisces, you need to trust your perception here. If you have been feeling like something is off, if you have been noticing patterns that do not sit right with you, trust that. Your intuition is correct. Okay, so the next card that came out for you is the Eight of Wands. And this is really interesting because the Eight of Wands is all about swift movement, rapid development, things happening quickly. This is a card of speed and momentum and messages and things coming to light very fast. So what does this mean in the context of someone viewing you like a bank and trying to strip you of your belongings? What I am seeing here is that this situation is about to come to a head quickly. The Eight of Wands does not mess around with slow buildups or gradual revelations. This is a card that says things are going to happen fast, and in this reading, I think it is indicating that you are about to see very clearly and very suddenly just how much this person has been trying to take from you. There might be a moment, a conversation, an incident that just makes everything click into place, and you see their agenda with total clarity. The Eight of Wands can also represent messages and communication flying back and forth. So you might find yourself in a situation very soon where there are text messages, phone calls, conversations happening rapidly. This person might be reaching out to you with urgency. They might be trying to fast track something. They might be pushing for quick access to something of yours. And the Eight of Wands is warning you that when things start moving this quickly, when someone is rushing you or pressuring you to make fast decisions, that is often a red flag. People who have good intentions are usually willing to give you time and space to think things through. People who are trying to exploit you want you to act before you have time to really consider what you are agreeing to. I am also seeing with the Eight of Wands that you might be getting information coming at you from multiple sources about this person or situation. Maybe other people are going to start sharing what they have observed. Maybe you are going to stumble across something that reveals the truth. Maybe your own investigations or questions are going to uncover things quickly. The Eight of Wands says that the truth is going to come flying out and you are going to see the full picture very soon. Now here is where this gets really important. The Eight of Wands is also about taking action quickly once you have clarity. Once you see what is really going on, once you understand that someone has been viewing you as a resource to be drained, you need to act. You need to move fast to protect yourself, to set boundaries, to remove access, to make changes. The Eight of Wands does not support sitting around and hoping things will resolve themselves. This card is about decisive, swift action. If this person has access to your finances, change your passwords, change your PIN, set up new accounts, do whatever you need to do to protect your money. If they have been staying in your home or using your things, you need to establish clear boundaries about what they can and cannot do. If they have been emotionally manipulating you into giving them things, you need to cut off that avenue of exploitation. The Eight of Wands says, move fast. Do not hesitate. Do not second guess yourself. Just take action to protect what is yours. And I want you to understand something really important here, Pisces. Taking action to protect yourself is not mean. It is not selfish. It is not cruel. It is necessary. You have every right to safeguard your resources, your belongings, your energy, your peace. The Eight of Wands is giving you the green light to move quickly and decisively without guilt. The third card that came through is the Lovers. And okay, this is interesting because the Lovers is typically associated with romance and partnerships and choices. But in this context, with everything else that is showing up in this reading, I am seeing something different. I am seeing that this person might have been presenting themselves to you as a romantic interest or a close partner specifically to gain access to what you have. The Lovers card is about union and connection, yes, but it is also fundamentally about choices. This card sits at a crossroads and asks you to make a decision about what kind of relationship you want, what kind of partnership serves you, what kind of connection is healthy versus what is exploitative. And right now, Pisces, you are at that choice point. You have to decide whether you are going to continue allowing this person to position themselves as your partner, while they are really just trying to get their hands on your stuff, or whether you are going to see through the illusion and choose differently. I think the Lovers is showing up here to highlight that this person might have been using romance or the promise of partnership as a manipulation tactic. They might have been acting like they are building a future with you, like they love you, like they are committed to you, but really they have been sizing up what you own, what you earn, what you can provide for them. And the Lovers is asking you to really look at whether this person loves you or whether they love what you can do for them. The Lovers card also brings in the energy of values. What do you value in a relationship? What do you value in yourself? Do you value being treated with genuine care and respect? Or are you willing to accept being treated like a resource? The Lovers is asking you to get really clear on your values and to make choices that align with those values. If you value authentic connection, then you need to walk away from people who only value you for what you can give them. If you value mutual support, then you need to walk away from people who only take and never give back. There is also an element with the Lovers about seeing yourself clearly and valuing yourself appropriately. Sometimes we Pisces can get so caught up in seeing the best in others, in wanting to believe in love and connection, that we undervalue ourselves. We give too much. We tolerate too much. We make excuses for behavior that should be unacceptable. And the Lovers is here to remind you that you are valuable, that you deserve to be cherished for who you are, not for what you have. You deserve someone who loves you when you have nothing to give, not someone who only shows up when they want something from you. The choice that the Lovers is presenting to you right now is this. Are you going to continue in a dynamic where you are being used, or are you going to choose yourself, choose your well-being, choose your financial security, choose your peace? And I know that choice might feel hard, especially if you have feelings for this person, especially if they have been good at making you feel guilty or making you feel like you owe them something. But the Lovers is very clear that you have the power to choose differently, and that choosing to protect yourself is a valid and important choice. Now, the fourth card is the Four of Wands, and this is so interesting because the Four of Wands is traditionally about celebration, stability, home, foundation, security. It is about building something solid, about creating a stable base, about having a sense of safety and structure in your life. And I think the Four of Wands is showing up here to point to exactly what this person has been eyeing, exactly what they have been trying to get access to. The Four of Wands often represents your home, your living situation, your stable foundation. And I am seeing that this person might have been specifically interested in your home or your stable living situation. Maybe they wanted to move in with you. Maybe they wanted you to put them on a lease. Maybe they wanted access to your property. Maybe they were positioning themselves to have claim to your home somehow. The Four of Wands is your stability and your foundation. And someone has been looking at that like it is something they can just step into and benefit from without having earned it or contributed to it. This card can also represent financial stability and security. The Four of Wands is about having enough, about being established, about having built something solid for yourself. And if you have worked hard to create financial stability in your life, if you have been responsible and saved money and built security for yourself, then the Four of Wands represents all of that. And someone has noticed. Someone has seen that you have your life together, that you have resources, that you have stability, and they have decided that they want a piece of that they want to benefit from what you built. The Four of Wands is also about boundaries around your personal space and your private life. It is about having a sense of sanctuary, a place that is yours, where you feel safe and secure. And I think the cards are warning you that this person has been trying to violate those boundaries, trying to get into your space, trying to make themselves at home in your life in a way that is not appropriate or earned. They have been treating your home, your space, your foundation like it is theirs for the taking. But here's the thing about the Four of Wands. It is a card of stability, which means it is strong, it is solid, it is not easily knocked down. And I think the message here is that you need to be as stable and firm as the Four of Wands. You need to stand solid in your boundaries. You need to protect your foundation. You need to make it clear that your home and your stability and your resources are not up for grabs. The Four of Wands says you have built something good and solid for yourself, and you have every right to protect it. If someone has been hinting about moving in with you, the answer is no. If someone has been suggesting that you help them financially in ways that would compromise your own stability, the answer is no. If someone has been trying to position themselves as having rights to your property or your belongings, you need to shut that down immediately. The Four of Wands is your foundation, and you do not let just anyone come in and shake that foundation. I am also seeing with the Four of Wands that you might need to literally create more physical boundaries. Change your locks if you need to. Make sure people do not have access to your space without your permission. Be very clear about when someone can and cannot be in your home. The Four of Wands is about protecting your sacred space and making sure that only people who truly respect you and value you have access to that space. The fifth card that came through is the World, and this is powerful because the World is the final card of the major arcana. It is about completion, about cycles ending, about reaching a level of wholeness and integration. And in this reading, I am seeing the World as indicating that you are coming to the end of a cycle where you have been too available, too giving, too open to being exploited. You are completing a lesson about boundaries and self-protection and recognizing when someone is not coming from a genuine place. The World represents achievement and success and having everything you need within yourself. You are whole on your own, Pisces. You do not need someone who only wants to take from you. You do not need to keep people in your life who view you as a bank. The World is reminding you that you are complete as you are, that you have built a good life for yourself, that you have everything you need, and that you do not need to compromise your well-being or your security for someone who does not truly value you. The World also represents moving into a new phase, graduating from old patterns, stepping into a higher level of consciousness. And I think what is happening here is that you are graduating from being someone who can be easily used and exploited. You are stepping into a new version of yourself who is wiser, who is more discerning, who knows how to spot when someone is not genuine. You are completing a cycle of naivety or excessive trust, and you are moving into a cycle of wisdom and appropriate boundaries. With the World card, there is also a sense of traveling or expansion or seeing the bigger picture. And I think you are starting to see the bigger picture of what has been going on with this person. You are starting to see patterns you might have missed before. You are starting to understand their true motivations. You are starting to recognize the signs that they have been viewing you as a resource rather than as a person. The World gives you that expanded perspective, that ability to see the whole situation clearly. The World is also about closure. This card indicates that you are ready to close the door on this dynamic. You are ready to complete this chapter. You are ready to say, enough is enough, and move forward without this person draining you. The World gives you permission to end things, to walk away, to complete the cycle and start fresh. And I know that might feel scary or sad, especially if you had hopes for this connection. But the World is telling you that endings are necessary sometimes, and that this ending is going to free you up to move into something so much better. I want you to really feel into the energy of the World here. This card says you have come so far, you have learned so much, you have built so much, and now it is time to protect all of that and honor yourself. The World is the universe giving you a big cosmic high five and saying, yes, you are ready to stand firm. You are ready to set boundaries. You are ready to stop letting people take from you. Okay, the sixth card is the Eight of Cups, and wow, this card is so clear in its message. The Eight of Cups is about walking away. This is the card of leaving behind what no longer serves you, of turning your back on situations that are draining or unfulfilling, of choosing to move on even when it is hard. The Eight of Cups shows a figure literally turning away from 8 cups and walking toward the mountains, seeking something more meaningful, something more aligned with their soul purpose. And in this reading, Pisces, the Eight of Cups is telling you that it is time to walk away from this person or situation where you are being viewed as a bank. It is time to emotionally detach, to physically remove yourself, to stop investing your energy and resources into something that is not reciprocal. The Eight of Cups says, you have given enough, you have tried enough, you have been patient enough, and now it is time to turn around and walk towards something better. I know this can be a difficult card to receive because walking away often feels like giving up or being cold or being unloving. But the Eight of Cups is not about being mean. It is about self-preservation. It is about recognizing when something is taking more from you than it is giving back and having the courage to choose yourself. The figure in the Eight of Cups is not running away in fear. They are walking away with intention and purpose, knowing that staying would only continue to drain them. The Eight of Cups is also about emotional maturity and recognizing when your emotions have been keeping you stuck in a situation that your logic knows is bad for you. Maybe you have emotional attachment to this person. Maybe you feel guilty about the idea of cutting them off. Maybe you keep hoping they will change or that things will get better. But the Eight of Cups is saying that you need to let your head lead here, not just your heart. Your emotions might want to keep giving chances, but your wisdom knows that this person has shown you who they are and what their intentions are. What I love about the Eight of Cups is that it is not just about leaving. It is about moving toward something better. The figure is heading toward the mountains, toward higher ground, toward a new adventure. This card promises that when you walk away from what is draining you, you create space for something so much better to come into your life. You create space for genuine connections, for people who value you for who you are, for relationships that are reciprocal and healthy and supportive. The Eight of Cups can also indicate a period of solitude after you walk away, and I think that might actually be really good for you right now, Pisces. You might need some time alone to process what happened, to heal from being used, to rebuild your trust in yourself and others. The Eight of Cups says it is okay to take that time. It is okay to be alone for a while. It is okay to not jump right back into another relationship or situation. Sometimes we need to retreat and reflect before we are ready to connect again. And here is something really important about the Eight of Cups. This card says that you are going to feel so much lighter once you walk away. Right now, you might feel heavy, burdened, drained by this situation. But once you make the decision to leave it behind, once you stop trying to make it work, once you stop giving your energy to someone who only takes, you are going to feel this incredible sense of relief and freedom. The Eight of Cups promises that liberation, that lightness, that sense of finally being free from something that was weighing you down. The seventh card is the Page of Wands, and this is interesting because the Page of Wands is about new beginnings, enthusiasm, messages, and exploration. Pages in tarot often represent messages or news or new opportunities, and the Page of Wands specifically brings messages about passion, creativity, new projects, new adventures. So what is this doing in a reading about someone trying to exploit you financially? I think the Page of Wands is showing up to tell you that once you stand firm and protect yourself from this person who has been viewing you like a bank, you are going to receive some really exciting news or opportunities. The Page of Wands suggests that new possibilities are coming your way, new projects, new ideas, maybe even new people who are genuinely interested in collaborating with you in healthy ways. But you cannot receive these new opportunities if you are still being drained by someone who only wants to take from you. The Page of Wands is also about courage and adventure. This card carries a bold energy, a willingness to try new things, to take risks, to step into the unknown with confidence. And I think the message here is that standing up for yourself and setting boundaries requires courage. It requires you to be brave enough to potentially face conflict, to potentially hurt someone's feelings, to potentially end a relationship. But the Page of Wands is telling you that you have that courage, that you can access that bold energy, and that being brave enough to protect yourself is going to open up so many new possibilities for you. The Page of Wands can also represent someone younger or less mature, and I am wondering if the person who has been trying to exploit you has some of these page energy qualities. Maybe they are immature, Maybe they are irresponsible. Maybe they have big ideas, but no follow-through. Maybe they are always starting new projects, but never finishing them. The Page of Wands can be enthusiastic, but also flaky, excited, but also unreliable. And if this resonates, then the message is that you need to stop funding someone else's perpetual state of ungrounded enthusiasm while they never actually step up and take responsibility for themselves. I am also seeing with the Page of Wands that you might need to communicate your boundaries in a clear and direct way. Pages are messengers, and the Page of Wands suggests that you need to send a message to this person that you are not available to be exploited anymore. This does not have to be a long, dramatic conversation. It can be simple and direct. I am not able to help you financially anymore. I need you to respect my boundaries. I need you to stand on your own 2 feet. The Page of Wands gives you permission to deliver that message with confidence. And here is something else about the Page of Wands. This card is playful and joyful and full of life, and I think it is reminding you that your life should feel joyful, not constantly drained and stressed because someone is trying to take from you. The Page of Wands wants you to have fun, to explore, to try new things, to feel excited about your life. And you cannot do that if you are constantly worried about someone exploiting you or constantly giving away your resources to someone who does not appreciate them. The 8th card that came through is Temperance. And this card is so important right now because temperance is all about balance, moderation, patience, and finding the middle path. After all these cards about walking away and setting boundaries and standing firm, Temperance comes in to remind you that you can do all of those things while still maintaining your composure and your grace. Temperance is represented by an angel with 1 foot on land and 1 foot in water, pouring liquid between 2 cups, creating perfect balance and harmony. And I think the message here is that you need to find balance between your natural, compassionate Pisces nature and the need to protect yourself. You do not have to become hard or cold or mean in order to set boundaries. You can set boundaries while still being kind. You can walk away while still wishing someone well. You can protect your resources while still having compassion for people who are struggling. Temperance is also about not going to extremes. So on one end of the spectrum, you have been maybe too giving, too open, too available to be exploited. But the solution is not to swing to the other extreme and become totally closed off and suspicious of everyone. Temperance is asking you to find that middle ground where you are generous when it is appropriate, but also protective when necessary. Where you are kind, but also firm. Where you are open-hearted, but also discerning. I think temperance is also speaking to the way you set boundaries with this person. You do not need to blow up at them. You do not need to create drama. You do not need to get into a big fight. You can set boundaries calmly, clearly, and firmly. You can simply say no without having to justify or explain or defend your decision endlessly. Temperance gives you permission to be measured and composed in how you handle this situation. Temperance is also about healing and integration. This situation has probably been stressful and draining for you, and temperance is reminding you that you need to take care of yourself, that you need to restore your balance, that you need to heal from the experience of being viewed as a resource rather than as a person. This might mean taking time for yourself, doing things that restore your energy, being gentle with yourself as you process what happened. The Temperance card can also indicate that you might need to take a moderate approach in terms of how much you cut this person off. Maybe you do not need to completely remove them from your life forever, but you do need to drastically reduce their access to you and your resources. Maybe you can still have some kind of connection with them, but it needs to be boundaried and limited. Temperance gives you permission to find whatever balance feels right for you, rather than feeling like it has to be all or nothing. Or, I am also seeing with Temperance that this situation is teaching you how to better balance giving and receiving in relationships. Healthy relationships have a natural flow, where both people give and both people receive. But what you have been experiencing with this person is all flowing one way. you giving and them taking. Temperance is helping you learn to recognize when that balance is off and to adjust accordingly. Moving forward, you are going to be much better at noticing when relationships are unbalanced and taking action to restore equilibrium. The ninth card is the Nine of Pentacles and O Pisces. This card is perfect for this reading. The Nine of Pentacles is about independence, self-sufficiency, financial security, and enjoying the fruits of your own labor. This card shows a woman standing in a lush garden that she has cultivated herself, surrounded by abundance that she has created through her own efforts. She is alone, she is content, she is secure, and she does not need anyone to come in and save her or provide for her, because she has created everything herself. And I think the Nine of Pentacles is showing up here to remind you of your power, your capability, your self-sufficiency. You have worked hard to create security for yourself, Pisces. You have built a good life. You have created abundance. You have taken care of yourself. And all of that is yours. It belongs to you. And you have every right to protect it from people who did not contribute to building it, but now want to benefit from it. The Nine of Pentacles is also a strong message about not needing to be in a relationship where you are being used just to avoid being alone. This card says being alone is actually wonderful when you have created a beautiful life for yourself. The Nine of Pentacles woman is solo, and she is totally content because she has everything she needs within herself and within the life she has built. You do not need someone who only wants you for your money or your resources. You are better off alone than with someone who is exploiting you. This card is also about luxury and refinement and treating yourself well. And I think the Nine of Pentacles is asking you, have you been so focused on taking care of this other person, so focused on giving them access to your resources, that you have forgotten to enjoy what you have created for yourself? When was the last time you treated yourself to something nice with your own money without worrying about someone else trying to get their hands on it? The Nine of Pentacles says you deserve to enjoy your abundance. You deserve to spend your money on things that bring you joy. The Nine of Pentacles can also indicate working independently or being your own boss. And I am wondering if part of what this person has been eyeing is your work, your business, your independent income. Maybe they have been hinting about working with you or wanting you to hire them or wanting to be involved in your professional life. And the Nine of Pentacles is saying that your professional life is yours, your income is yours, and you do not owe anyone access to that just because they want it. I love that the Nine of Pentacles is showing up near the end of this reading because it is such a powerful reminder of your worth and your capability. You are not someone who needs to be drained by others. You are someone who has created abundance and security for yourself, and now you get to enjoy that and protect that. The Nine of Pentacles says, stand tall, stand proud, stand in your power, and do not let anyone make you feel guilty for protecting what is yours. And the final card, the 10th card in this reading, is the King of Wands, and this is such a strong closing card. The King of Wands is about leadership, confidence, vision, taking charge, and being decisive. This is a powerful, fiery energy that knows what it wants and goes after it without apology. The King of Wands does not second-guess himself. He does not waffle. He does not let people push him around. He makes decisions and he sticks to them. And I think the King of Wands is showing up here as the energy you need to embody as you deal with this situation. You need to step into your power. You need to be the leader of your own life. You need to make firm decisions about who gets access to you and your resources and who does not. The King of Wands does not let people take advantage of him because he has strong boundaries and he is not afraid to enforce them. The King of Wands is also about taking action. This card does not sit around hoping things will work out. He makes things happen. He takes control of situations. He creates the reality he wants through decisive action. And right now, Pisces, you need to take decisive action to protect yourself. Whatever that looks like for you, whether it is having a conversation, ending a relationship, changing your financial setup, getting legal protection, whatever you need to do, the King of Wands is telling you to do it now. Do not wait. Do not hope it will resolve itself. Do not keep giving chances. take action. The King of Wands is also a card of natural authority and command. When the King of Wands speaks, people listen. When he sets a boundary, people respect it. And I think you need to access that energy of authority in your own life. You are the authority on what happens with your money, your belongings, your resources, your life. Nobody else gets to make those decisions for you. The King of Wands gives you permission to be authoritative about your own boundaries. This card can also represent a person, and it is possible that you might encounter someone with King of Wands energy who will support you in standing firm and protecting yourself. This might be a friend, a family member, a professional advisor, someone who has that confident, no-nonsense energy and who will back you up when you set boundaries with this person who has been trying to exploit you. The King of Wands can be a powerful ally, so be open to receiving support from strong, confident people in your life. The King of Wands is also about being passionate and enthusiastic about your own life and your own goals, rather than constantly giving your energy to someone else's agenda. This card is asking you to redirect all that generous Pisces energy back toward yourself, toward your own dreams, your own projects, your own vision for your life. Stop pouring your resources into someone who only takes. Start pouring them into your own growth and your own future. So, let me bring all of this together for you, Pisces. This reading has been incredibly clear. Someone in your life has been viewing you like a bank, like someone they can withdraw from whenever they want. They have been looking at your belongings, your resources, your stability, your home, your financial security as something they can access and exploit, and the cards are telling you to stand firm. You have the clarity of the Queen of Swords to see through their manipulations. You have the swift energy of the Eight of Wands to take quick action to protect yourself. You have the Lovers reminding you to choose yourself and choose relationships that actually value you. You have the Four of Wands protecting your foundation and your stability. You have the World showing you that you are completing this cycle of being too available to exploitation. You have the Eight of Cups giving you permission to walk away. You have the Page of Wands bringing new opportunities once you free yourself. You have Temperance helping you maintain balance and grace as you set boundaries. You have the Nine of Pentacles celebrating your independence and self-sufficiency. And you have the King of Wands empowering you to take decisive action and lead your own life with confidence. This is not a reading that is telling you to maybe consider possibly thinking about setting boundaries at some point. This is a reading that is telling you the time is now. Stand firm. Protect yourself. Say no. Walk away if necessary. Stop letting people treat you like a resource to be exploited. You are so much more than what you can give to others, Pisces. You are a whole, complete person who deserves to be valued for who you are, not for what you have. And anyone who cannot see that, anyone who is only interested in what they can get from you, does not deserve access to you. I hope this reading has given you the clarity and the courage you need to handle this situation. Trust yourself. Trust your perception. Trust that you deserve better, and stand firm in protecting what is yours.